Three.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Truth Serum. My name is Celina Cordoba L, and I just wanted to take a moment before I go get my son from MMA, when the sun is bright. Sorry I'm on my bike, but this is literally how it is. Just trying to figure and fit in whatever time you get to share. So thank you for everybody that's been writing comments and just asking questions. You know, when I actually started sharing certain stuff and doing this, it wasn't with the intent in mind to galvanize a nation or try to change how people live or change their beliefs. It's just honestly to present the opposite or a different side of seeing something, different side of a coin, different perspective, all of that. So I thank you, because sometimes the things that I choose to speak on aren't necessarily co-signed by the majority. For example, the whole yoni egg thing. You know, a couple months ago when I did that video, I didn't know that it was going to move people or not. You know, it was something that drove me at the time, and that's something that I have to do or believe in. Anything that I talk about, I want to have some passion behind, but what I've also learned is that there's a very unique balance. You want to be passionate and have desire and have you know, something to say and something to contribute, but you don't want your personal opinion to sway you from listening to anybody else's, or to keep you so fixed that you're actually in a space of reaction and not listening. So even for me, watching that, to be quite honest, I felt very moved, because you know, we're in a time where it's almost like if you don't co-sign this, something's wrong with you. And at the time, I was really passionate about stating and knowing that all of these objects and these things that have become very popular nowadays are extra. It's not something that you have to have. It's not a necessity. It's not a staple. Our bodies, unfortunately, people have forgotten that they're so magical. The pH balance, the way in which our bodies magically heal itself, it's so important to remind people that we don't need any excess stimuli. These outside things are tools, and they might be necessary for certain people that are suffering from certain ailments, but not all of us. If those ailments are not delineated, all of us will think that this is the way it needs to be. So for me, you know, I looked at that a little while ago, and to be quite honest, I'm not really even invested in what other women are doing so much. If using yoni eggs and sleeping with them is bringing women joy and is making them feel more in tune with their bodies, go do it. Do it, practice it, love it, learn it, whatever. But what I'm here to also do is to remind those, especially young women, women that are 15, 16, that these things are not necessary. And a lot of women that are practicing them is because they've kind of taken it a little too far, and it's past the point of no return. And these are actually things that are just making them feel more connected. But a feeling is not based in reality. So we want to also create a delineation. And for myself, you know, I don't know everything. I'm no genius or guru. But one thing I will say is that I do read. I do have my doctorate in holistic science. And I've been the best guinea pig. I've taken herbs. I know what they feel like. And I've also watched people and have healed with them. So, you know, actually being a live Buddhist, learning what works for myself, and just listening, you know, I think that's the best way to grow and to learn, personally. But again, I'm not here to change anybody's beliefs. What I did want to address is this whole crystal detox pearls. They're so not needed. It's so not necessary. I even feel like now, because there's such a short attention span, let's get to it real quick. These detox pearls, a lot of people are using them. Don't even turn it off, let them go. A lot of people are using them to heal their vaginas, to heal their boxes, to heal their wombs. But again, no excess, no tool is going to do that. These women that are making these detox pearls, we don't know what's actually being used as herbs. We don't know what they're putting in them. A lot of women, unbeknownst to popular blogs, are suffering from toxic shock syndrome. They're fainting. These things are not FDA approved. There's no one that says, hey, keeping this in your womb for 4 days is going to rid yourself of fibroids. These are all theories. There's nothing based in fact. And when there are no fact behind it, when it's not FDA approved, you want to be careful, because you don't know what you're putting in your body. You're using something that someone else is giving you advice on. If you have a weak kidney, if your liver is out of function, or if it's imbalanced, or if it's being weighed on, if there's any type of ailment in your body, it's really important to go through an entire body check, almost like you would a physician or a physical. Uva ursi, mugwort, mullein root, all of these herbs, they sound wonderful, but these girls are buying these crystal detox pearls and are inserting them. They're made with cheesecloth. They're putting them and inserting them inside of their vaginas, and they're leaving them there. No one is counseling or watching these young women and saying, hey, after 48 hours, after 24 hours, I've literally had women send me pictures of their after, of the detox pearls being pulled out, and they've got all this bulbous, all this stuff that's around it, this mucoid stuff. Who are you and who is this person to tell you that you don't need those mucoids, that you don't need this lubricant? We don't know what the inside and how our bodies look internally. What we do know, and what I do know now, is that a lot of women and people are more invested in drinking tap water and genetically modified tomatoes. If you're more invested in a piece of broccoli than you are the type of penis you're sucking at night, or the multitude of partners you may be practicing sex with, or this feminine magic alchemy, these are all trigger words to make women feel as though they're made of something, that they are substantial. Substance exists when there is no one to place evidence of, meaning you don't need a whole lot of people to tell you about your magical body if you know you're magical. You actually need outside reminders and stimuli when you start losing faith, when you stop believing in oneself. So it's just to say that, even with these Devi cups, you got to think logistically. With modern technology, there's a lot of newness going on, but again, these women are putting instruments inside their bodies to collect their pools of blood. But not everybody's cycle is the same. Not every woman has a light cycle, and not everybody should be inserting things in their bodies to collect their menses. Unfortunately, if you do go to a practitioner or anybody that practices health and wellness, they'll tell you it's better to have something exit your body than keep it insular inside. You don't know the cycle or the circulation of energy. Some women have really, really heavy cycles and should never use a Devi cup. It's the same thing I hate to say it, but so much of the basics are being overlooked. If you do still use tampons, I'm a tampon user, but I use light tampons based on my flow. Also, if you're using these things, just know that if you are eating well and you are taking care of your body, meaning drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, you're trying to make sure that you're doing a green juice or that you're drinking smoothies, that's the best way to keep your body at a pH balance, 1 or 2 days out the week, if you eat cooked food, do a fast for 1 day where you just juice and eat fruits and vegetables. You don't have to fast for the month. You don't have to fast for 3 weeks or do anything extreme. Everything in moderation really, really works. It's the same. I had to learn that I didn't have to be a live foodist in order to get the best out of a live food diet. It didn't work for me. I was getting a little too small. I didn't feel as good. Listen to your body. Listen to it on your own. Don't listen to anyone else telling you these things. I always find it hilarious when women are like, I don't want to drink this tap water, but I definitely am not going to sleep or hug this person. Everything in moderation and balance. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to share what little I might have learned along my journey. And again, this is the time for everything to be plugged in rather than thinking about what you're really plugging into and what you're allowing to stimulate yourself outside of, a Devi cup or a tampon. Anything that's collecting pools of blood that's internal that you cannot see, I would say stay away from, especially if you have a heavier flow. If your flow is not 2 to 3 days or 3 days and somewhat on the lighter side, you should be using pads and doing something where you can actually have the menses run out of your body. That's about it. Again, your vaginas are not Glade plugins. We do not need them to smell like potpourri. You need to take care of your body and your mind by drinking great water, by selecting one partner. Don't be afraid to ask to see a sex exam or to see their sexual history. I definitely want to encourage those that have only had 1 or 2 or 3 partners, to be aware and to try to not attract partners that are a multitude of 30 or 50. Energy attracts like energy, so just be aware of that. And honestly, stay away from these crystal detox pearls. The trigger is detox, and honestly, there is nothing toxic about you. The things that we go through that make us a little dirty, we can easily clean. There's the cutest baby right behind us. We can easily clean up by proper thoughts, by creating the right baths at night, all that good stuff. So until next time, I love you guys, and thank you so much. Write your questions down. Anything else that you guys might want to know that I can help with, I definitely will. Thank you for tuning in, and much love. Peace.